Hello and welcome to Big Brother. I'm Gretel Colleen. There's a glow at the end of the Big Brother tunnel, and in only 2 weeks' time, the light will shine upon us. We'll have a winner. We'll have the final chapter in the story that has snuck into all our hearts and minds. Tonight, we pick up the pace. 5 housemates left. 1 more goes tomorrow. It's time to get real, get serious, get out, and see who's backing who as we hit the home stretch. Tonight, lunchtime confessions. 7 evictees spill the beans. When I get out,
she knows she's marketable without being a cliche.
League star Ian Roberts runs onto the Big Brother field, and Johnny's on the spot as his fans gather to party. Catch all the week's house highlights, and of course we'll have the latest news from the past 24 hours. Last Saturday, I hosted a very special lunch for some old friends of Big Brother. Todd, Andy, Shana, Gordon, Anita, Lisa and Peter. First on the menu, image. Whose was natural, whose was planned. Who went into the house with a notion of how they wanted to be perceived?
Gemma. No. I think she's a smart girl. She's gone in there with the lip gloss thing. I think it's probably very calculated. She's a makeup artist. She's studied the English footage. She knows the way the game plan goes. What's a downfall? She's going to get more money than the winner.
There's a lot more that Gem knows about than she was letting us know.
And why
she's a lot more intelligent.
The dress, the hair.
And the whole thing, she's stuck with exactly. She picked a couple of things that she was going to do for the whole show and just stuck with
it. Yeah.
She's very smart.
Very
smart.
No, she's just one girl lady wears lip gloss the entire time and she doesn't. Her lips are cracked. That's it. You guys are reading too much into specific things. She's someone who would always wear lip gloss and then she's dead set paranoid about looking ugly from any angle. And she just goes, am I beautiful? Am I beautiful?
Do you think that perhaps the lip gloss is a marketing technique?
Of course it is.
I'm going to wear a Australis all the time, or I'm going to wear this lip gloss. When I get out,
she knows she's marketable without being a cliche.
She's not. She looks like any attractive blonde woman you can walk in the street.
Yeah, she's just marketable.
She's not that marketable.
All right, now, who feels that they're now perceived as something that they're actually not as a result of Big Brother? Are you perceived as being, Anita, are you?
I'm like Amanda from Melrose.
Are you?
Yes, I'm a bitch.
Amanda from Melrose.
I'm like this psycho bitch. I don't know.
I have to tell you, a friend of mine said, the world needs Heather Locklears.
Yeah.
And he thought that was fabulous. Is that you?
No.
Do you sit comfortably with it?
I think I'm just probably, in some sense, I am very dramatic in my real life anyway. I can, make a mountain out of a molehill kind of thing and take things personally.
But Anita, there was one fine line you trod, very fine line, where you were obviously trying to tell Johnny something, but you weren't allowed to tell him that.
Yeah.
And the message I got was, Johnny, you're being perceived as gay Johnny, as opposed to any other sort of Johnny.
When I went in there, because I came in with the Johnny Rotten thing, that was in quite full-fledged swing at that time, and I came in and I can see everyone being so nice to him and him being so nice to everyone. I'm like,
where's the Johnny Rotten come from?
This is Johnny Rotten, don't you know?
Did you think he'd be rotten?
From what I saw, yeah.
So you didn't even vote for him?
No, but that's what I'm telling you.
I was convinced you would give him 2 votes.
Everyone said to me, how could you have not nominated him? Because I'm honest with myself and I like him.
He was a nice guy in the house. Exactly. That's exactly it.
I couldn't say anything, and when I was talking to him and I got to know him, because we did have some really good conversations, and with that gay Johnny thing and everything, he, for what it was worth, he forgot I'd come from the outside world, I thought.
You reckon Johnny's playing the game?
He is playing the game.
I think that's Johnny. That's Johnny. If Johnny is stupid...
That's not you guys. That's one person. Shana has said that. Nobody else here has said that.
No,
so Shana's saying that he's aware of what's going on.
Oh, he is.
And the rest of us are saying he's a gentle, caring guy.
Can I just ask, why the hell did he want to
playing the game.
Why did he snog Sarah Marie when the chance of her surviving her 4th eviction came up. He's gone.
Fever, I
no,
reckon.
wrong answer. He's gone. Sarah Marie is obviously loved by the public. I'm going to now hook myself to...
See, it's so much, and there was this one little statement. I could have said the same thing to her.
Looks like we've opened a can of worms here. Back to lunch later. But what about this Johnny thing? Well, let's go straight to the source to clear that issue up. Johnny is here on the couch. Welcome, Johnny.
Hey, Gretel, how you doing?
So tell me, are you the great manipulator?
I'd have to say, you all giving me way too much credit. I was just a really nice guy having a good time and enjoying a great pash with Sarah Marie.
Don't you think the conspiracy theories are quite hilarious, though?
You've got to laugh at them. I mean, there's 101 different conspiracy theories out there, and you can analyse them and take it and do whatever you want with it.
I heard the one that you were actually an aspiring actor who went in pretending to be gay to prove to the world what a good actor he was.
No, definitely not. I was going to try and come up with something smart and funny then, but no, I'm just a gay guy having a good time, ma'am.
You must be tired because this week has really been busy for you, hasn't it?
It's been a pretty full-on week. I've gone from spending 9 weeks of doing very little to suddenly pretty full-on days, sort of 6 a.m. starts and probably finishing around 10 o'clock at night, so it's been pretty full-on, yeah.
What's inside the days?
Okay, the days consist of radio interviews, TV interviews, doing some stuff for Big Brother, coming up to Dreamworld, signing autographs. It's been pretty intense.
What's the public's response been to you?
It's been fantastic. The public has been very supportive, and that's been great. There's nothing better than people coming up to you and saying, "We miss you on the show. You were great to have on the show." So that's been awesome.
Any hostility at all?
None whatsoever.
Just lots of love and for
Lots
Johnny.
of love and affection for Johnny, how it should be.
That's exactly right. And what about your board shorts?
Hey, what are these like? I mean, look at those.
So they're up for auction.
Yep.
On the Big Brother website, and already we're up to how much is it?
The latest I heard was $9,000.
In excess of $9,000.
That's great because it's good for a charity cause and it's gone to the AIDS Trust of Australia, and I think that's a fantastic thing.
And a good cause it is. After the break, more questions for Johnny, and we'll enjoy the second course of our reunion lunch. Johnny, how did Gemma get so many tops into the house? Was there an airdrop?
Well, I don't think she needed an airdrop. I think she managed to squeeze them all into her bag, but the off-the-shoulder number kind of was interesting spin.
Now, are you back at work?
I haven't started work, no, not yet.
The only person who's come out of the house who I know is back at work is Shana. You know, she's a flight attendant.
Uh-huh.
We had a lunch. Let's go back to it and we'll find out what everybody's up to. All right, who's back at their normal job?
Me. You saw me.
I know. I was on the same plane as Shana. That was bizarre, wasn't it? Who else? What? The rest of you retired. Andy?
I've been getting a lot of people coming up to me or, you know, emailing me and saying, I want to have a session, you know, like, how is it, how much is it, all that sort of stuff, you know.
This is as a dominatrix.
Yeah, as a dominatrix. Because that's what I do.
I know. So who's got work out of this situation? Voiceovers, public appearances?
I'm going to be some little...
columnist?
Yeah.
And what's your special field?
I think it's going to be, need to spit the dummy, share it with Shana.
Fantastic.
Very cute.
Good girl. Now, Lisa, you're not back at work?
No, not at all. I'm enjoying just doing nothing at the moment. Just taking it easy. I mean, long-term goal, hopefully television presenting sort of stuff.
Great.
So I'm doing some, I've got something in the pipeline at the moment, so with presentation work, so hopefully I'll be hosting a little show. Just a little one, no, nothing big.
What's the show?
It's a secret. You'll see. I don't want to let anything out just too soon.
I've been doing a lot of the Saturday show, Vox Pops, stuff like that. Finally got a chance to stick Gordy and Grant in a ring, and so they could like beat it out, as you see.
Great.
Also, I'm hoping to hook up with Gordy. We're going to put together a pilot in the next couple of weeks.
Are you the
And maybe one or two other people who hopefully will be girls to put together a complete.
I'm not busy.
Just bring together all of the youth programs at the moment and just whack them all in and turn it upside down. It's going to be hilarious.
Gordon, I thought that your girlfriend didn't want you to be seeing Andy. Are you under strict... did I make that up? Did I dream it? Is that true?
In reality, no, she would prefer if I didn't hang out with her in a social context, just because of the fact that...
That Andy wants to have sex with you?
did want to at some point
Andy,
previously in her life.
Andy, do you still want to have sex with Gordon?
I don't think so anymore.
No.
All right, Shana, do you still want to have sex with Pete?
Hang on, move your leg.
You told me I was old cheese. And a bit of gossip in the newspapers that you're having an affair with Sammy Lucas.
Last week, we saw Peter snapped with our very own roving reporter, Sammy Lucas, at the premiere of Swordfish. Their appearance together sparked all kinds of speculation.
Sammy's the only girl I'm allowed to date besides you, Gretel.
Oh, really? Geez, you're keen tonight, aren't you?
And that's it's the Big Brother thing.
If I get really desperate, I'll take you on.
Well, the next thing I've got to go to You're Coming. You're my next date.
Did you ask her out?
Sammy.
Did you ask her out, or did she ask you?
Sammy. No, I asked if I could take Sammy to the publicist, through our publicist, just purely because going to the opening, had to take someone, and I thought, who can I take? I can take Gretel and Sammy. They're the two Big Brother girls, so...
Oh, get out of here.
Seriously, it's deadly serious.
Well, I was busy.
You're up here.
With a really great
I knew you were
guy.
up here.
Let's imagine ourselves a year from now. Anita, I'll start with you.
A year from now, I am really successful with my business.
Which is, what is your business?
Well, I want to start, I'm doing that at the end of the year. I'm going to a whole lot of trade fairs I have organised in Hong Kong and all that, to bring in all these other gimmicky kind of things. I love doing it with the kids. I want my business to keep going in the direction it was before Big Brother started.
A year from now, hopefully I'll just be satisfied with what I've done thus
You'll be
far.
a happy girl.
Yeah, that's about it.
We talked about this before. I want to have something on the radio, something in the press, and something on the TV on a regular gig. I don't want to be too big. I just want to be... I get invited to everything. I'll be happy.
Pete, a year from now, where are you?
Either pulling beers at local pub, or hanging out with Rove and those boys. I'm happy. I've never made a lot of money in my life. I've just plodded along and existed week to week. And I'm happy doing that. If it changes, it changes. If it doesn't, I can handle it.
I'm probably on most city corners. I'll be wearing flashing hats and t-shirts. Remember me, I was on Big Brother. With a Bible in one hand and a shopping jeep in the other, screaming verses from Genesis.
Andy, in a year, where do you want to be, or where do you think you will be?
I think I would probably be some type of personality, hopefully on TV. Either here or back in Brazil.
A year from now, I'll probably just be building on my computer skills, doing sort of high-end animation for pre- and post-production for television commercials, or doing games architecture and design. So just sort of, heading on the same path that I'm sort of doing now.
Okay, ready? This is to the year to come and forever after.
Class of 2001.
And soon we'll know who will be top of the Big Brother class of 2001. No shortage of opinions about the potential winner on bigbrother.com.au. And this week's poll question is something a lot of people have been wondering about. Of the original housemates, which would you like to see more of on TV after Big Brother? Well, right now I'd like to see a bit more of Johnny on TV, and here he is. And joining him is psychologist Simon Thatcher. Thanks for joining us.
Pleasure, Gretel.
Now, the thing I'm interested in at the moment is just what our remaining housemates will be going through. Now, what sort of emotions do you think they'd be feeling, Johnny?
I think coming up to the last 3 weeks, there's going to be a lot of anxiety about actually leaving the house. People are going to start thinking more about the financial gains. Admittedly, I think they'll be thinking about that. Also seeing their friends and their family and what they're actually going to get when they come outside.
What other emotions do you think? Fear, would that be a large component?
Most certainly, Gretel, but I think it's important to remember that these guys have been in the household now for about 10 weeks, almost 2 months, over 2 months. So they've developed a set of strategies already for managing some of the pitfalls that come with living in a household. So I think they're doing okay, particularly after Johnny left, but not because Johnny left. They seem to have bonded together, and I think they're quite a tight unit now, and I think they're travelling pretty well.
So what would it feel like when one member of that tight unit had to leave?
I think from my own personal experiences, there's a definite sense of loss, and because it's quite a small group now, each person has an integral part. I think that for example, Ben and Sarah Marie have bonded really well. So if Sarah Marie was to leave this week or next week, for example, Ben would feel a great sense of personal loss about that.
I think the loss of Sarah Marie would be strongly felt, because one of the interesting things about Sarah Marie, and Johnny, you can probably vouch for this, is that a lot of people now are coming to see Sarah Marie for problems and discuss some of the issues in the household. So in many respects, she's becoming the wise old woman.
Yeah.
She's the mother of the household. And that's a fascinating turnaround.
At the same time, she's still managing to be quite funny and a little bit light-hearted as well.
Exactly. She's a nice balance.
Yeah, she's got play school written all over her. Don't you think? Do you think Blair was a little shocked at the love that he felt for Johnny? Do you think he didn't realise that?
I think that's quite possible, but what a wonderful lesson for all of those men out there who may be suffering from some sort of homophobic tendencies. It was a great moment in television to see a young Australian male be quite upset about the loss of a friendship with a gay man.
Is a lot of enduring the house to do with psychological preparation?
Oh yes, definitely. Definitely. You have to psych yourself completely because you get bored and there are so many, your head goes into such a different space and you have no contact with the outside world, so you don't really have anything to gauge it against, you don't have anything to have a check against. So sometimes you can actually think that you're going a little bit crazy and you don't know if you are or if you aren't, and you just have to try and laugh it off at times.
And that's the most difficult part, Gretel, is that they have no yardstick to measure their behaviour against. And so what we're dealing with now is a game of psychology. It's not about physiology, it's not about how strong they are physically, it's about how strong they are mentally. And the final 3 weeks are going to prove the strongest of that.
Now, someone who's revealed something to us this week is Christina. And I'm wondering, in her revelation that she's adopted and she's never met her brother or her mum, her biological brother and mum, what sort of psychological effect would that have?
Well, I think the first thing we need to make very clear, Gretel, about this whole reaction this week is that it's very understandable. I mean, in a normal set of circumstances, it would be difficult managing that sort of scenario, but also realising that they're managing that with half of the country watching makes it increasingly difficult as well. So given the length of time it took for her to disclose to the wise old woman, Sarah Marie, about this issue of her adoption, I think makes a lot of sense. And she's managing it the best way she can.
I noticed when Christina said that, she actually said that it came across as a very private and a very personal thing to her, and she seemed to express that she didn't really want it divulged to the whole of Australia, but yet she does. And to me, that kind of doesn't make sense.
It's quite amazing, and we've seen examples of that throughout the program, that particularly with the diary room, if I can use that as an example, often many members of the household went into the diary room to disclose something secret, and yet were they forgetting that half the country were watching? It's something that I can't explain. It's one of the many phenomenons that's associated with Big Brother.
But Christina is also one who seeks permission to even be herself. Don't you find?
Yeah,
when she cries, she'll apologise. When she feels romantic, she apologised. When she was eating toast noisily, she apologised.
That's true, that's true. But I think one of the interesting developments for Christina is how she's found her voice since Peter has left the household. Now, that's not to suggest that Peter was standing over her or anything like that, but I think she allowed Peter to do the talking for her while she found her feet in the household. And we've certainly seen that. She's been quite assertive in the last 3 weeks. But this Christmas scenario that occurred this week has certainly rocked her world, and it's going to be interesting to see how she picks herself up from that.
Johnny, you'll be back with us shortly to chat with Ian Roberts. Simon Thatcher, thank you very much for joining us. We'll catch up again soon.
Pleasure, Gretel.
Now, Gemma is on her second nomination this week. Last time it was up against Anita. This time round, it'll be a lot tougher. To evict Gemma, dial 1902 555 011. Calls cost 55 cents a minute and voting closes at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night. We'll give you the other nominee numbers later in the show. Wondering what the housemates have been up to over the past day? We'll have the full update for you after the break.
You were in control. It's time for you to decide who has to leave the Big Brother house. Call 1902 555 010 to vote out Christina, or 1902 555 011 to vote out Gemma, or 1902 555 012 to vote out Blair. Voting lines are open until 8 o'clock Sunday. Plus, watch out for the Pizza Hut $10,000 weekly giveaway. You have the power in this next eviction. Don't miss Big Brother Live, 7:30 Sunday on 10.
Would you like to see the captain's new dance, everybody? Here comes the Wiggly Party dance. Wiggly Party. A big clap for Captain, everybody. just a second. That is a fantastic dance.
Oh, yeah, great.
And someone was asking you, who taught you that new dance?
Oh, my new dance teacher.
Yeah, who's your new dance teacher?
Sarah Marie from Big Brother.
Why can't we make it Australia's national dance? I'd like to see a chorus line of bum dancers greeting visiting heads of state. Welcome to Australia, President Bush. Will you join me in a bum dance? Of course, he might say no, because the first thing he'd want to do would be to watch the latest news from the past 24 hours in the Big Brother house.
Tending to the chickens in the morning turns out to be dangerous business for Sarah Marie.
Oh!
Jam your finger.
No, I dropped the whole beep, 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 beep piece of wood on my beep, beep, little beep, beep, beep finger.
You alright?
No. Oh, you little beep.
Yeah.
Really
Do you want some
hurt.
lettuce? Yeah, try that out.
Oh, you mother beep, beep. See, look, it's gone red already. Hey, look, wait, like this. Right now.
Oh, yeah, nice one. Nice one. This thing.
Yes, I know it's fine now.
Oh, another egg.
Ah, bloody biatch. It's bruised already.
Oh, come on, just keep moving.
Everything's going to be all right,
Everything's going to be fine.
Everything's fine. Need some more seeds in here.
With another eviction looming, the conversation turns to past housemates.
It's funny how when people go, you find out what other people really thought of other people, because I thought that all you guys really liked Gordon. I did.
No, I did like Gordon. He just said
Blair didn't like Gordon.
No. I got along with Gordon.
And like, even these guys saying that Johnny didn't like Anita. Was that someone said that Johnny didn't like Anita?
What's killed me mainly about Anita, I couldn't confront her about how she shitted me because she would have gone to pieces.
Do you reckon it made it worse for what she said on the video? That makes you even more towards her?
Yeah, I'd say it would.
It's your last impression of someone.
And normally your first and last impressions last. And that last one, and I've said this to Big Brother before, and I'll say it to Anita when I get the chance, when I see her. She won't be remembered here around, except with you, and maybe the girls for a few things. But she won't be remembered around here for her good qualities. She'll be remembered for her bad qualities, and she had good qualities. But she will be remembered for shit like what she did there and how she blew up on the couch, and that's how she'll be remembered.
I'm the one that likes everyone. Everyone else doesn't like Gordon, Anita, Angie.
Because both are up for nomination this week, this could be the last time Gemma cuts Blair's hair in the house. Up until now, his mother, a professional hairdresser herself, has chopped his locks.
Did she cut all your boys' hair?
Yep. My brother, I think he was like 23, 24 before he went to his first hairdresser.
Oh, God. You'll get home, your mum will be going, you're getting that thing off now.
I mean, well, Mum just does it because most of the time I get her to do it, she's tired and she can't be bothered. So she just always does the same old thing. I don't care, I just say whatever. And she's been out of it for a while now as well, so she's lack of practice.
Oh, it's a good haircut though.
I don't like her practicing on me.
You don't like her practicing on you?
Trying new things. I'll keep her at what she's good at.
Inevitably, the conversation turns to Sunday's eviction.
Oh, hair gel. Yeah.
This could be our second last night in this house.
Thanks, Tim. I'm glad you mentioned that just before I'm going to bed. Won't be able to sleep. Probably be, yeah, well, not last night, because it'll be part of my last night, because I won't sleep tonight now.
I'll remind you again tomorrow night then.
Yeah, okay.
And then you won't have to worry about last night's. You just won't sleep either.
I'll be rehearsing what I'm going to say in the diary room tomorrow in bed tonight. Just thinking of a couple of funny things.
He says, Sarah, do you love me? Because I love you.
Only 15 days left. But for one housemate, there's just one day to go. After 4 times on the eviction couch, Christina is a survivor. Can she make it through another one, or are you sending her home? To vote for her eviction, dial 1902 555 010. Don't go away. After the break, former league star Ian Roberts coaches Johnny on tackling fame. Welcome back. On the couch now is Johnny, and joining him is Ian Roberts. Welcome, Ian.
Hello, hello, hello.
And welcome again, Johnny, but you've never really left. Now, Ian, how many years ago do you think it was that you, as a football, rugby league star, told the world, I'm gay?
I don't know, it must have been about 94-ish, after the Kangaroo Tour, yeah, so it's a while ago.
Are you aware of being a positive role model? For example, with the 15-year-old boy living in Bendigo who doesn't necessarily have gay role models, are you aware that you've been a positive influence in their lives?
You know, I am so honoured to have been able to do that for people, and not knowingly. I say that honestly. You know, it has been such a fantastic side effect of what I did.
Right, the reason I'm asking you is because the response by much of society was that you became a gay icon.
When you've been involved in the media for a while, you get to know the games and the rules and the tricks, and it's the reason I'm not a big fan of reality TV is for all that. It's not it's not the individuals within the environment. It's the producers who produce the show. They create the people. I think Johnny was probably I know Johnny was misrepresented. I feel that I know Johnny personally, and the general feeling on the street was that Johnny was a bad guy. And Johnny is the sweetest human being.
Yes, initially I was portrayed as a villain. I was definitely portrayed as the bad guy. And yes, I am the furthest from that. On the other side, Channel 10 have also got the responsibility of providing an entertaining show, which is what this is, a game show. I do not feel that I was personally overly attacked. Had the Johnny Rotten gone up to the point where I had walked out the door and had that audience booed at me and had those booing continued on the street, I would definitely have said that I feel that the media and Channel 10 did not represent me accurately. There was definitely a time when they didn't represent me accurately, and that is a little bit hurtful. But in the long run, I feel that I came out on top because it kind of makes everyone stop and think, well, what are we actually seeing? And that gay guy actually was a decent guy, and look at him now, he actually is a really decent guy.
That's fantastic.
And that is fantastic, and it's great that the interaction that I had with Ben and Blair. But I also see Ian's point of view, which is if he was portrayed as a good guy, which he was from the beginning, then the Australian public would have seen from the beginning a good gay guy, not a bad gay guy turned good.
But you know, it didn't say gay Johnny Rotten.
No. But
when whichever newspaper, I think it was one of the Brisbane newspapers, said Johnny Rotten, I don't think many people were even factoring in that you were gay or otherwise. I wonder if...
I find that very hard to believe towards that.
Do you think that a show like Big Brother should perhaps be more sensitive or more delicate towards Johnny? Because we treated everybody on the show equally. Do you think that we should have been more delicate toward Johnny because we knew people would respond in a different way?
Definitely not, but I think that also what Ian's point is that the way that I was portrayed there for a moment was the complete opposite to who I am, and I don't think that the other people in the house are being portrayed as complete opposites to who they are. My intention to go in that program was to be the nice guy because I am the nice guy, and it was kind of hurtful in a small way to walk out of there and think for a minute I was actually the bad guy. I found that completely ironic. Had there been somebody else where maybe like Anita, there was an uncomfortable element to her, and yes, she came out almost the bad person, and Shana had a little hissy fit and she came out the bad person, but I was actually trying to be a good guy and I got labelled the bad guy, and I think that's what Ian's problem is, because he knows me personally.
And Johnny, do you think that now you're going to become the gay icon of 2001?
I don't want to put a title on myself. I mean, when I went into the house, I just went to have a good time and to some extent maybe push some boundaries and maybe challenge the way some people think. I don't like to put labels on myself, but if that's the way that it eventuates, well, that's kind of great, so long as I feel that I've done my best, and that's all I'm doing.
Many people in Australia probably still don't even know a gay man or woman.
I think they don't.
And they think they don't.
Yeah.
Very good point. how do you think this has helped Australian society, at least getting to meet Johnny and see Johnny being a fun and fabulous guy?
Just going back to what Ian said earlier, one of my intentions in the program was, I said to myself, if I go in that program and I just get one person who is questioning their sexuality or not too sure what's going on there, and I make that person feel a little bit more comfortable about who they are, then that's a great thing.
Well, I'm seeing a Johnny float at the Mardi Gras.
I think you'll be on it again.
Oh, will I? Jumping on Johnny. Good idea.
Excellent.
Well, on that note, we have to adjourn. We're going out to Dream World, where there is a gay and lesbian community party.
Excellent.
And we're going to judge an aerobics competition.
Great.
And can I just say, whether or not you're gay, I mean, it would completely bug me if people just talked about my sexuality all the time.
I'm completely with you on that one. I'm more than just gay Johnny. I'm just an individual like everybody else. I'm just different, the same and different.
Well, both of you, completely the same as everyone else, just with better bodies. All right, we will regroup in Dream World. With tomorrow's eviction weighing on his mind, Blair has been very quiet lately. Do you want to relieve the pressure for him? Vote for his eviction on 1902 555 012. After the break, one day it was Christmas, the next it was the Olympics. We wrap up the week in Big Brother. It's been a busy week for the famous five in the Big Brother house. Santa came early, complete with snow. The Chooks returned and the housemates won gold, gold, gold in synchronised swimming. But as always, the ominous voice of Big Brother lurked behind their lives. It's time to go, Johnny.
Yeah. See you guys. Bye.
I'll miss you. I'll miss you.
It's okay.
Johnny.
Hey.
You look after yourself and be strong.
Johnny's departure had a more powerful impact on the house than any eviction to date.
I've lost my Giannino. He put up with me the most.
Johnny not being around is going to make a big difference to the house because he was such a loved personality.
Johnny's farewell message was then played to the housemates.
I'd like to begin by saying and reminding you all of how special we all are, how special you guys are in particular, and how special you've actually become to me. Blah! Blah! I should say rather. Blah. You and I are what we would consider to be opposite worlds apart. You're the young country boy, you're the 20-year-old guy, you're the ladies' man, I'm the oldest guy in the house, I'm the city boy, but all those things aside, you and I still managed to find common ground and actually be very, what I would consider very good friends. Gemma. I've saved you till the very end. You're probably crying now, Gemma, so I suggest you just... That's enough tears. We don't want any more tears from you. I think Australia's seen enough of those from you. Gemma, I don't know what it is about you and I, but... I can't begin to tell you how connected I felt to you. I can't begin to tell you what a support network you were for me. And I just think you're a great chick. You've got a lot to offer, and that's great.
I'm a bit disappointed Johnny left. Johnny was a bit of a role model for me. I think he was my teacher, in here. He was a very, very, very intelligent and caring man, and I love him for it.
Round 9 of nominations.
This week there are 3. Christina, Gemma, and Blair.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Wake up. Oh my God, really?
How do you feel about Sunday, Blair?
Oh yeah, all right. I'm not phased.
I'm pretty sure that it will be me that will go this week.
I'm having nomination anxieties.
Oh, baby, I feel for you, I know. I swear I do.
This time it's it.
An early morning surprise was just what the housemates needed to lift their spirits.
Oh my God.
This is Big Brother. Happy Christmas to all the housemates.
Santa Blair joyfully handed out the Christmas gifts their families had sent.
So what did you want for Christmas?
Just these. Just that one, Woody.
And there's your little goodies bag.
English!
English!
My teddy bear.
My pillowcase and my rats have eaten on. It's a t-shirt. Look.
It's
from Pete.
They brought my Billy Bass. It sings. It's so funny.
What the hell is that?
It's Roger.
It's Roger. It's a little chicken thingy. Oh my God.
Who's that from?
I have no idea.
For a while, Christina thought she only received a card with a brief message from her parents. She didn't realise the inflatable chicken was her present.
Do you know what it is? When Big Brother rang them up, your mum probably was rushed or something. There's a reason why she didn't think to send anything. My mum and dad didn't send me anything. My sisters did it.
Sorry about today. I have one of my, well, let's say it's one of those days in the Big Brother house where you have a lot of irrational thoughts, and for me today it was my turn.
Despite what she said in the diary room, it appeared Christina had more to discuss.
Can we have a herb garden chat tomorrow?
Yeah.
We waited till the end of the week for the talk to happen.
No, I'm not feeling...
Roger and his hens returned from the vet.
Roger! He's back!
Hello, girls. Look how big he's got.
He's on a roll!
This week, the housemates' task was to devise and perform a synchronised swimming routine. With presentation high on the agenda, the housemates had to hold their smiles throughout the entire program, as well as concentrate on synchronisation and execution.
By the rivers of Babylon,
Their performance was a success, and the housemates earned an extra 25% for next week's budget. After only one day back in the house, the hens turned on Roger again.
The girl's having a crack at him, mate.
Yeah, two of them just keep chasing him and ripping him apart.
Blair took Roger to the diary room to seek a vet's attention. The hens have evicted Roger for a second time. Finally, after 2 days, Christina had that chat with Sarah Marie in the herb garden.
You know how I was adopted?
Yeah.
Well, my parents got married about 10 years after they gave me up for adoption. And they had another kid, and who's my full brother.
Yeah.
And he's about 17.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know about me.
We still have a lot to learn about our housemates, even after all this time together. And as we get closer to the finish line, the media's mania for Big Brother is mounting. Let's grab the cat by the tail and swing it through this week's media and gossip roundup. Well, Johnny's buff bod continues to create waves. This week, Who Weekly features our healthy and no longer housebound hero. Rove loved him.
Here's Johnny. Good for you.
Just move on.
Now, I tell you, you and Mike, we have a tipping competition going with the whole Big Brother thing, and you and my pick to win.
And Johnny has also scored international attention. He's set to sizzle on the pages of English gay magazine Attitude. Anita told NW all about her time and tantrums in the house. In a story titled The Blair Bitch Project, she called Blair a tosser, literally. Have you always wanted your own real-life Barbie doll to dress up? Well, Gemma's boyfriend Grant has one. He's admitted he selected Gemma's entire wardrobe during a shopping blitz before she entered the house. How lovely to have such a well-trained boy at your fingertips. Grant denied rumours that clothing designers paid Gemma thousands to dress her, saying some designers simply gave her some clothes as a favour. This week, the panel continued its habit of watching us watch the housemates.
I'm starting a campaign today that the first female Governor-General is Sarah Marie. Nice. The audience took me seriously. You're freaking me out.
And insult of the week comes from Brisbane's Courier Mail. The paper that coined the phrase Johnny Rotten has fired a few more cheap shots at our girls in the house. It said Sarah Marie is lazy and indolent, who in another life must have been a test pilot in a mattress factory. It's a brave paper that messes with the bunny armies. The paper went on to say Gemma believes she is one of the great beauties of her age. Her sad obsession with her everyday looks is one of this program's constant embarrassments. And some very intriguing results in our latest online poll at bigbrother.com.au. Last week, we asked you what kind of person has the best chance of winning. 77% of you said an honest and fun-loving person. 16% said a strategist. 4% said manipulator. And only 2% thought an image-conscious person would win. Still to come, Pump It Up. Johnny and Ian Roberts judge aerobics.
Surfers Paradise. I think you got a couple of fans here.
I think there's a few fans out there, definitely, yeah.
All right, let's say a quick hello to the audience. Hello! Now, you've got a job to do here.
I have got a job to do. We've narrowed down a few contestants for a bit of an aerobics competition. We're down to five contestants, and I've given them a bit of a choreographed routine to do. So I want to see that routine, and then we're going to pick a winner from there.
Is it a very complex routine?
It's got twists and turns like you'll never believe.
All right, give us a moment to see what it's supposed to look like. Can you just show us?
Yeah, being an aerobics instructor and all, it goes something like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Repeat 3 times. That's number 2. And one more. Whoops, whoops, whoops. And then right leg 1, left leg 2, 3, 4. And then turn around and bum down.
Did anyone get that?
You guys get that?
And do it at home as well. I think you should start eliminating.
Okay, we'll lose the guy in the end. We'll lose the guy in the white singlet. I think it's down to these two guys, actually. These two here.
Okay, we've got to play on.
Well, Greta, it looks like we found ourselves a winner tonight. I think the level of enthusiasm by this young individual. Dibby, come on down. Yay.
And what do we have as a fabulous prize?
Dibby, I would like to present you, or Greta would like to present you with 2 fabulous tickets to the Sunday night eviction show at Big Brother.
So who are we going to meet at that eviction? It's all up to you. If you want Christina out, call 1902 555 010. To show Gemma the door, call 1902 555 011. Or to say bye-bye Blair, call 1902 555 012.
Thank you for joining us here. Now, you know that tomorrow night is another live eviction, and there is hardly anyone left in that house now. There are going to be tears, there will be laughter, there will be a lot of hugs. Do not miss it. We'll see you then.
Dreamworld, the home of Big Brother.